What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Candy's Classic Game Shrine. Don't mind the air conditioning in the back. It's about 90-something degrees outside, so I'm not shutting them off. Just picked this up in the mail, fresh from Ukraine. This is going to be my Everdrive for the Game Boy Advance. I was asked to do a review, so I'm going to unbox it and do a quick review. Alrighty, I took it out of the bag, and now I'm going to open it up. Wow, this thing is quite heavy. Was not expecting that kind of weight. Here it is, guys, in the flesh. I did not opt in for the memory card because I have so many of my own. So I'm going to load this up and we're going to test it out in one of my Game Boy Advance consoles. Alright everyone, so now that you're ready to put your games on, you're going to want to go to the website for the Everdrives, which is Krikzz, Krikzz.com. You're going to find the Everdrive, click on it. If you scroll down to downloads, there's the OS update, and you're going to click the latest one, which at the moment is this one, the 1.01. I already have it downloaded, so I'm not going to click it. Once you're done, you click back, you can exit out of those screens, you insert your memory card, there you go, there's the memory card that I have, and right here is all my ROMs, and right here is the file that we need. So you're just going to drag and drop that right into the root of your memory card. Now, if you're ready to drag your ROMs in, I recommend doing folders that are alphabetized. They can only hold a certain amount of ROMs per folder, so don't put too many in. I can't recall the number offhand, but just do this. You want to create a new folder, and I'll put, say, A through B. And then the next one would be C through D. And when you're ready to drag your ROMs, you just click and drag, and there you go. It's that simple, guys. When you're ready, make sure you eject your memory card, and that's it. Alright everyone, I went ahead and finished loading up my ROMs, and I have two memory cards for this. My 2 gig is for my hacks and homebrews that I find and come across, and then inside here, well, not inside the Game Boy, but inside the Everdrive, I have a 16 gig that holds pretty much the entire library for this system. So let's boot it up. And there it is. There's everything. Now, if you're familiar with Everdrives, this is pretty much the standard screen you'll see for every single one of them. I think with the exception of the N64, that one is slightly different. So, A selects your directory, B cancels, start will automatically start the last game you had. And as you can see, this loads super quick. This was just a homebrew compilation, I believe, that somebody threw together. So, let me reset for you. Alright, let's see. Let's load up. Oh, left and right will scroll through your pages. Here we go. Let's toss Super Mario Advance on. Not like I'm going to be able to play, but when you select your ROM, you get the option to select and start. Select the ROM only. You can get your ROM info. Oh, and let me show you also, this select button does something awesome. Gives you an option screen, shows you recently played, starts a random game. This is my favorite option out of every single Everdrive I've owned, is starting a random game, because when you have a full library on there, it's just too much to choose sometimes, so this is perfect. But yeah, there's the options menu, and let's start Mario. I had the Easy Flash, I think it was the Easy Flash 4 before this. Oh my god, that thing was a pile of crap compared to this. It was so slow. You had to have a Windows machine only to run it, because you had to dump these ROMs into a special program that somehow patched them, and then you had to run those ROMs through a program to then put them on the memory card. But the memory card was only a mini SD card. Yeah, it was a nightmare. But this is super. As you can see, it works just fine. Now, as for a review of this, there is certainly some pros and there are certainly some cons. This is definitely not a 10/10 product, you know, run out and buy this second, although I will recommend that you do go out and buy it when you have the money and if you like the console. I love the fact that this is a drag and drop flash cart, meaning that you don't have to put it through special programs to patch files. You don't need to have a specific OS running on your computer. I did it with Mac and I did it with Windows. I don't have a Linux machine anymore, so I haven't tried it with that, but I'm sure it works just fine. The quality of the cart itself is top-notch, unlike the Easy Flash 5 that kind of falls apart if you hold it the wrong way. The Game Boy Advance Everdrive is just like you would expect from Krikzz and their products. They're almost as good as the official license thing. This is a micro SD compatible flash cart, as I had mentioned earlier, and as you saw, and as you can see here. The other ones usually run on a standard SD card or a mini SD, which is almost impossible to find, so you need adapters, and it's a pain in the ass. There's active support. Krikzz is currently going to be working on an update for a con that I will be mentioning soon. It's about 99% compatibility. Everything I've thrown at it, including most of the ROMs that were hacked in Homebrew, have all started. It's extremely fast, as you guys can see. And this works on the Game Boy Advance player, so that's really fun to be able to play this on the big screen. However, let's get to the cons. The cons are that it took me four memory cards to get this thing to work and to format properly. It looks like at the moment there's an issue with it reading high-class SD cards, so you need a class 2 or under in order to make it read. For whatever reason, it seems to hate most of the SanDisk memory cards. Kingston and a few other brands seem to work, even with the higher class. However, the most popular brand is SanDisk around here, so I had to use several cards until I found one that worked. The cards are not faulty by no means. They are all legitimate, purchased from real, retail dealers. It's just an issue with the firmware on the Everdrive, so it is very picky with the memory cards that it uses. So if you do intend on picking this up, I highly recommend that you go to the forum. I will link it in the description, and check out and see which of the memory cards are working for the system. Another con is this is out of stock often, so if you're looking to buy this after watching this, you're gonna have to wait. Chances are you're gonna have to do a back order through Krikzz' website, because right now that's the only website I found that sells it at the moment. Stone Age Gamer took it down, I guess because it's out of stock. And Krikzz, from what I understand, is on vacation till September. So don't be surprised if you can't get it until then. The next con would be the slightly oversized cartridge. I mean, you can see it sticks out a little bit. It's not as bad as if you were to stick a original size Game Boy cart into a Game Boy Advance, that is. However, it does stick out a tiny bit. For some people, that could be a comfort issue. For some people, it can be an aesthetics issue. For me, it's a I don't give a shit issue, because it works, it does its job, and it's the best flash cart I've used for the Game Boy Advance thus far. So, if you find this little bit of a nub sticking out to be a problem, then, you know, that's your thing. But for me, I don't. And honestly, the last con, which kind of really isn't a con, but I can understand it being one for some people, is the price. At $107 shipped for me, some people can find that to be a little pricey for a flash cart. However, for me, especially in Everdrive, I find it to be really reasonable, especially considering for, say, an Easy Flash 4 with micro SD support. I think it's going to cost you upwards of $60. So honestly, toss the extra $17 in and call it a day, or whatever extra cash it's going to cost you, because it's unmatched, the quality between the two. For me, like I said, I didn't think the price was that bad. I've gotten the N64 Everdrive, and that was about 3 times the price, and the SD to SNES cart that I'm saving up for is about 4 times the price. So you can tell that I have a lot of confidence in the product and the items that come out of this person's hands. But other than that, guys, that's it for my review. That's it for the Game Boy Advance Everdrive X5. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you have one? Do you have another type of flash cart? Let's hear it. Alright guys, till next time, take care.